What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing to my channel. And while you're at it, smash that like button for me. I really would appreciate it. Also, hit that post notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. S&P 500 closes at record level today, guys. Here's the headline. S&P 500 closes above 6,700 points for the first time as traders bet on short-lived shutdown. The broad market index gained 0.34% to close at 6,711.20. Earlier, it had hit new all-time intraday high. The NASDAQ composite rose 0.42% to settle at 22,755.16, while the Dow Jones Industrial Average traded up 43.21 points or 0.09% to finish at 46,411.10. So all three major indexes rebound from this morning. They were all trading in the red when the market opened, but by end of day, all three had maintained and stayed in the green, which is good news for the stock market. I keep telling you guys, in my opinion, the 1% will continue to double down. Now, here's what we got to pay attention to. How long will this government shutdown last? I believe if it goes past 2 weeks, then things could quickly change in the stock market because investors at that point will get concerned about this thing just being strung out. So hopefully we'll get the Democrats and the Republicans in one room and they can put the American people first for a change and get this government back in business by funding some type of budget, albeit probably temporary, right? Kick the can down the road, but at least get the government back open. We had the ADP numbers came out, and the ADP numbers for payroll for the month of September wasn't that good, guys. It was bad. So that could still strengthen the case, though, for the Fed in their October meeting to decrease short-term interest rates. Because if you remember back in September, when the Fed reduced short-term interest rates by 25 basis points, Chair Powell said they're going to look to the data to determine if more rate cuts are necessary this year. Well, here's a piece of data from ADP, which is your payrolls data for the month of September, and it came in super light. Weak report, guys. So that should help the Fed make up their mind about this 25 basis point rate cut. Now, some of you may ask, well, the jobs report for September is going to be coming out on Friday. Pump the brakes. I don't think that report's coming out because the government is shut down. And that includes the Bureau of Labor Statistics. They're shut down. They're not working. So that report probably will not come out on Friday. It'll probably be delayed, if never presented. It could never be presented, right? I don't know. But right now, the only thing we can look at is really the ADP numbers from today. And again, the ADP numbers look horrible. Go out and do some homework and go check out that report, but they're not good. That builds the case for a rate cut this month when the Fed meets, because remember what Chair Powell said, they're going to focus on the labor market. They've shifted their focus from inflation because they believe inflation is in better shape than the labor market. So they're focusing their attention on the labor market. And of course, with this ADP report, that's really the only thing they got to go off of. If the government doesn't open back up before they meet later this month, all they can go on is ADP data. You may get some jobless claims report data, maybe not, because again, government shut down. That's the worry for investors. How long will this shutdown last? Now, in previous shutdowns, the market actually did pretty good while the government was shut down. So I think in the short term, you'll continue to see the S&P climb. You'll continue to see NASDAQ, Dow continue to climb. But if this thing gets into longer than 2 weeks, it start creeping into 3 weeks, we'll have to reassess. I think investors may pull back a little bit, but I'm not an expert here, guys. I'm just a guy on YouTube giving you my opinion. Go out and do your own independent research so that you can come up with your own independent decision about your investments. I'm not a financial advisor, so don't just go do your own research. But based on my research, I'm going to continue to double down. Why? Because the 1% are doubling down. These guys are going to keep doubling down. I told y'all that in my last couple of videos. The 1% is going to squeeze every dollar they can out of this stock market this year, guys. Nothing's promised to us in 26. We hope for more rate cuts, but nothing's promised. So they're going to do everything they can, the 1%, to double down on the stock market, because that's really the main asset class other than gold, right? People are moving to gold, but still gold is nowhere close to the market cap that the stock market has. The stock market has almost a $58 trillion market cap, guys. And of that 58 trillion, about 5.25 trillion of it was added this year. So that tells you people are doubling down. But if you go look at money market accounts, they still have over $7 trillion in money market accounts that can be deployed into the stock market. So I'm not going to miss this opportunity. And I would ask you guys to go out and do your research, and you shouldn't miss this opportunity, in my opinion, because I'm telling you, man, this wealth transfer thing is happening. It's been happening all of 2025, just like I told you guys it would. Even with Liberation Day. Go look at Liberation Day when stocks fell. I mean, they fell hard, probably in that 20% range. And already they've recovered and went higher. Now, that doesn't mean it'll always be that way. We're going to have pullbacks. We're going to have consolidations. But when you look at what's happening, you got the top 10% of wage earners in this country, the top 1% of wealth in this country continuing to double down on the stock market, even though we have a government shutdown. What does that tell you? These people are going to keep doing that, guys, unless something catastrophic happens, which I don't see that happening. Drop me your comments down in the comment box and let me know what you think about the S&P 500 getting to 6,700 points. I'm talking about closing above 6,700 points and its ability to get to 7,000 points by the end of 2025. Drop it down in the comment box. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing, share the video, smash the like button. Thoughts become things. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. You guys keep chasing your greatness. Never stop believing in yourself. Stay healthy, get wealthy, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace. Moo is going to give you some NVIDIA stock when you open up a new Moo brokerage account and make a deposit. All you got to do is get down to the first link in the description box. That's the Moo brokerage link. Click on it and get all the details on how you can get some NVIDIA stock. Don't delay, act today. Second link down in the description box is the Wealth Builders Financial Community on Patreon. Guys, all we do in that community is help each other build wealth, get to financial freedom and passive income. If you want to be a part of our team, all you got to do is click on that second link. It'll take you over to Patreon, and then come sign up for the fastest growing financial community on Patreon. We'll call the Wealth Builders.